Okay, so today we're going to go through this particular sadhana of the green Tara. Um, I think it's called the Udunwara. So Udunwara is the one name of the flower. You know, I think it's like not often bloom. Some kind of a flower. So this basically, I mean, most of people know the generally story of Tara. And Tara was one way is a female deity, and many storytelling when come to the accomplishment of the practitioner, kind of like female deity are more quick responder, So that way, like a Vajrayogini, also called the Jingab Kilamba, is called the path of the blessings, which is mean the kind of a more quicker accomplishment on that, based on that. So it's the same way to Tara too. And if you look at Tara's story, there are many times she answered people who not daily practitioner, not daily believer of having faith, but when at the moment when they really need, and they call her name, and she appearing and protect them. So there's I think like 16 different incidents happened. Each individual have their own instant, like life-threatening dangers. Yeah. I mean, most of the time we only remember the Dharma or anything. So when there's some problem, when things good, we forget Dharma or anything. Then we just relax. But so I think so that way as a plus point of having problem. Make sense? So one reason why humans are better than God, is because humans have a more experience of the suffering than God runs. So that helps us to remind of, I cannot be, what call this, careless. Yeah. And God run, they don't have that reminder. So that way they become totally careless. I think even in the human realm, if we look at certain people, if things are well, so I'm not saying everyone who have a life is doing well, then they don't remember Dharma. I know lots of people have everything comfortable life, but they're really dedicated with the Dharma. I'm not saying that way, but and then sometimes when everything's go well, we become less mindfulness with the Dharma. Only our mindfulness of the Dharma is to become stronger when things not go well. I mean, like a lots of Asian, if they go to the temple, lots of time they go to temple, there's have some requests, they have some requests, then they come to the temples. Especially when they go to see the Lama, they definitely have some particular requests of, So I was talking to someone, and that person said, actually, most of our Dharma practices, 90% of the Dharma practice is related to this life. I think maybe that is true. That way, in our monastery, we have there's main temple like a Buddha and all those beautiful image and the temple, really nice one. And aside there's a small temple for the Achi, was a Dharma protector. She got more visitor than Buddha. So that is because people said whoever prayed to her, answer all their wishes. So I heard some Tibetan community, some people went to different temple, and some people went to the Achi temple, And people, everyone who went to the Ajit temple, they fulfill their whatever their wishes, and went to other temple, they don't feel. So that way, then pretty much everybody moved to the start coming visit to the Ajit temple for every day. You know, I mean, the Ajit temple is a start like morning, I think like around 3 o'clock. And every day, they're like endless. And if you look at the Tibetan community, it's not a big community. You know, around our monastery, really small community, but still every day, endless of people coming, you know, every morning. So that is showing us, you know, I mean, sometimes when we have a problem, then we become, you know, more, I think can say, good practitioner. So also another way is when we take a refuge to the three jewels, we have to have some reasons. Yeah. Otherwise, if there's no reason why you need to take refuge, like people who you know, flew or what called the escape from their own hometown. Yeah. Fled. There's a have reason to fled. If everything's good, you know, you don't need to fled from your own hometown. Make sense? So why are people taking refuge and going to, you know, try to asylum? Why people take asylum? Because they have a problem. They run away from the problem. So similarly, we have to take refuge to the three jewels. We take asylum in the Pure Land. Okay, that's our goal. We want to take asylum in the Pure Land. Why? Because our samsara is not so nice. Yes. So that reason, we need some kind of remind to practice Dharma. So that reason, like Buddha's first teaching is a Four Noble Truth. From the Four Noble Truth, the first subject is a truth of the suffering. Make sense? So should remember the suffering of samsara. It helps us. Lots of people don't want to think about the suffering. They say, I come here to escape from the suffering. You know, if you think about that death a lot every day, one day your fear of the death will go away. Definitely. So far we have this fears of the death because we never think about it. So reason is, since we never think about it, we have no idea how to deal with it, because we not find the solution about how to free from that suffering. Make sense? So that reason, when come to the sadhana like this one, as a first is it come with the refuge prayer. I think it's, you can see somewhere here. Yeah, so like page 4. And this, yeah, page 3, yeah, English page 3 is a refuge prayer. So this refuge prayer as a, and Bodhicitta both together. This refuge prayer is a showing us a, you know, as a motivation of renunciation from the samsara. Why we have to renounce from the samsara? Because the samsara is full of suffering. If we look the three low realm, suffering of suffering, they really kind of experiencing the great amount of suffering continually. And one thing is until their karmic ripening is finished, no matter how much suffer, they will not die. You know, those, if you look the fire of the hell, this is like 100 times, maybe more than 100 times harder than our normal fire. Make sense? But still, our normal fire can melt even the metal. Yeah, when heat go to the certain degree, it can melt the metal. But hell beings fire, no matter how hot, it may be thousands degrees, but not melting the hell beings, just burning. So that is showing us until our karma is end, it's not going to easy to die. So that kind of a endless suffering, and that suffering is not like a small suffering, it's a great suffering. Like Nagarjuna said, in the human realms, 300 soldiers, hitting a weapon to you every day. Hitting, or how to say? Striking. Huh?
Striking?
Yeah, striking weapon on you, sharp weapon on you every day. That suffering is, if compared to the hell, even the not come 1%. So that kind of suffering is going on in the hell realm, hungry ghosts and animals. I mean, those you may think, oh, this is not real. I never see them, so it's not true. It's okay. You cannot say something isn't because you not see that we're not real. Lots of things we not see, but it's real. It just forget about that. Far, even beyond this wall, we couldn't see what is the beyond that wall. It cannot say, oh, there's nothing because I don't see. You cannot say that way. So same thing as a low realm is to say we cannot deny because we couldn't see that. So certain things like that, we have to rely on the trustworthy information. So there's no better trustworthy information than Buddha's teachings. So Buddha taught many times about those information, including he and those disciples visiting, time to time to the hell, seen by their own eye. So that kind of suffering is in the three lower realm, it's called the suffering of suffering. Then in the higher realm, like human beings, relatively, we're pretty good. Especially, like a rich country, their life is really heaven. They have everything they want. Like we're talking about the Amitabha Pure Land. It said, if you wish to become a heart, they become a heart. If you wish to become a cold, it become a cold. For us, not just a little bit more than wish, is just switch the button. Yeah. You want a hot or you want a cold, you can make your room whatever you want. Similar like that, we have that kind of pleasure life here. But problem is this pleasure is not forever, only temporary. And then one day we will lose that one. So this is becoming cause to the suffering. So that we call the suffering of change. So then question is, why are we suffering? What makes us really suffering in the low realm or high realm? Why we are not free from suffering? Because we have the source of the suffering called the all-pervasive suffering, which is our body, 5 aggregate. Longest we with the 5 aggregate, we're not free from suffering. So when think about that one, then when you chant a refugee prayer, you have a reason to do practice. Make sense? So you want to be liberated from that suffering. That's called the motivation of the renunciation in the Buddhism. So that's how we take refuge. So here, first is come with a refuge. So any practice, any Dharma practice, basically we divide it into 3. It's called the preparation or preliminary, actually practice, and conclusion or dedication. So here, preparation or preliminary practice is basically there's 3. Taking refuge, 1. Taking refuge and Bodhicitta I maybe can count as the same way. 1, accumulation of a merit and wisdom. 2, and meditating on the 4 immeasurable. So these 3 here. So first one is taking refuge. So this word said in the Buddha Dharma, Dharma and Supreme Assembly, I take refuge until enlightenment. By the merit of generosity and other deed, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of beings. So there's both refuge and bodhicitta. So we have to take Buddha. Here, generally we talking about the two kind of Buddha. Yeah, Buddha as a teacher. Someone give us teachings. So right now, our Buddha is a Shakyamuni Buddha. Without the Shakyamuni Buddha, there's no Mitriya, there's no Avalokiteshvara, there's no other anyone. Because sometimes people neglect the Shakyamuni, they treat other one as a better than Shakyamuni, higher than Shakyamuni. So especially Tibetan Buddhism, sometimes we said Lama is the supreme. Then we try to put our own guru, lineage guru or whatever as the higher than Shakyamuni Buddha. There's no other Buddha or anyone, so we're not going to have the information without the Shakyamuni Buddha. Shakyamuni Buddha is the source of all the teaching what we have right now. And all those other like Pema Sambhava, Milarepa, Jidisumgun, all those great masters came because of the Shakyamuni Buddha. But sometimes we neglect about the Shakyamuni Buddha. So when talking about the Buddha as a teacher, it's clearly talking about the Shakyamuni Buddha. There's no other teacher right at this moment in our planet. Everyone who come teach us is based on the Shakyamuni Buddha's teachings. So sometimes we use as an honorable word, like like Guru Rinpoche we use as a second Buddha. Yeah, and there's some certain like some also use as a Tsongkhapa as a second Buddha. Each lineage. That's an honorable word of how you respect show. It doesn't mean that without depending on the Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching, Tsongkhapa or Guru Rinpoche or Milarepa or any of they can guide us. Jidin Sunggu himself said, if anyone teach, based on their own experience, which is contradictory with the Buddha's teaching, you have to, reject that teaching. In the Gungjik. Now Gungjik is famous, everybody teaching Gungjik, so I'm sure you know that. There's so many Gungjik class I heard. So that is showing us when we talk about the Buddha, clearly talking about the Shakyamuni Buddha. Okay, so there's a two Buddha actually, called the outer Buddha, Shakyamuni Buddha. We're asking when taking refuge, saying, Shakyamuni Buddha, please help awake my inner Buddha. So there's a two Buddha, outer Buddha as a teacher, inner Buddha as our own nature of mind. So that way here, when we're taking refuge, it's talking about the outer Buddha, the teacher, Shakyamuni Buddha, who came more than 2,500 years ago. Then Dharma is his teachings. Lots of time we think Dharma means that some kind of ritual or those all is a Dharma. If the ritual is not supported by the three trainings, it's not Dharma. And especially in the Vajrayana, if any ritual is not supported by the emptiness and great compassion, it's just same as a burn. In the Tibetan word called the burn, it means just a ritual, shaman's ritual. Even you're doing the deities ritual, like Cherasi, Tara, anyone's ritual. If your practice is not supported by the emptiness, compassion, just single ritual, they are nothing path to the enlightenment. So it's not become a Dharma. It's not become a Buddha Dharma. So become a Buddha Dharma is a subject is only three, called the Sutra, Vinaya, and Abhidhamma. All Buddha's teaching is in category into those three. If whatever you do is out of those three subjects, you are not practicing Dharma. Unless you're not practicing Buddha Dharma. Then maybe you're doing something, I'm sure. So this is this three subjects. How to practice is called the three trainings: training of the morality, training of the samadhi, training of the wisdom. So this reason in the Mahayana tradition is used as a kind of six paramita, and the Theravada tradition is used as an eight noble path. But both are same practice of the three training. I mean, everybody knows that the eight noble path is the three trainings. That's clearly explained that one. And if you want to know the why, what is related to the six paramita as a three training, then read the jewel ornament. So that reason, dharma means that one, three trainings: training of the morality, training of the samadhi, training of the wisdom. So it doesn't matter which lineage you follow in Zen, Theravada, Mahayana, Vajrayana, any lineage you follow into the Buddha Dharma. If you don't have those, then you're not following to the Buddha Dharma. You just follow into the ritual. So Dharma means those, and the Sangha means the practitioner of that community. Buddha himself said, I'm not going to take a Mahaparinirvana until my four Sangha complete. Because when Buddha achieved the enlightenment, Mara came, request him, now you enlightened completely, now take Mahaparinirvana. And Buddha said, I'm not going to take Mahaparinirvana until I have my four Sanghas. So two lay male and female practitioner, it's called the lay Sangha, and two ordained male and female practitioner, so ordained Sangha. So this is four Sangha. Anyone who practicing Dharma is become a Sangha. Okay, that's called the is used as a supreme assembly. The supreme way, because there are so many community. But this dedicated for the something really holy, truth, some kind of practice dedicated for that subject. That way, it's becoming one of the supreme. So that is a take refuge until enlightenment. Okay, this is a Mahayana refuge. That's why I said take refuge until enlightenment. In the Hinayana refuge, it said take refuge until death. That's a little bit different. So between the Mahayana and the Hinayana refuge, okay, that's only that much different. Otherwise, Buddha Dhamma Sangha is the same. And the Sangha community is like most of Hinayana tradition, they call the ordained Sangha, only count as ordained Sangha. And Mahayana, even the lay, like eight great Bodhisattva, they are lay practitioner. That is the refuge. Then the second one is general Bodhicitta said, by the measure of generosity and other deed, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of beings. So this is a Bodhicitta, particularly action Bodhicitta. So generosity and other deed mean the morality, ethic, patience, perseverance, method of concentration, and wisdom. All the six paramita or 10 paramita practice. Why we're practicing the Bodhisattva, why they're practicing is they want to achieve the Buddhahood for others' sake. What does that mean? Is it until you become a Buddha, you cannot help. Truly, completely cannot help. Even the 10th Bhumi Bodhisattva is lacking some degree of when they help into the other beings. They not have complete skill of how to help beings liberate. That way, you're not going to find teacher as a Bodhisattva, when come to the three jewels, Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha. Teacher as a Buddha, always say teacher as a Buddha. Why? Buddha is the only who complete skill how to liberate sentient beings. So that way you have to have become a Buddhahood if you really want to help other sentient beings. But you not become a Buddhahood for your own personal gain, your personal liberations. You become a Buddhahood for the benefit of sentient beings. So that way you can help them, So this is a Bodhicitta. Then second one is you have to visualize in field of accumulation, said instantly appearance. clearly venerable Aryatara at the heart center. On the moon is a blazing green thumb syllable. By the light of the syllable, venerable Tara, who is inseparable from the Lama Supreme in the sky, in the front, surrounded by the assembly of the Buddha Bodhisattva. Okay, so this is a field of accumulations. So first you have to become yourself instantly Tara. Then from your heart, there's on the moon there is a thumb syllable. Thumb is the seed syllable of the Tara. Then from the thumb, because it's a green Tara, thumb is in green color. Yeah, so you have to visualize a green thumb. From green thumb, green light radiate, and inviting the fuel of accumulation. What is the fuel of accumulation? Is you have to be object to offering someone. You need object. So here you inviting the Tara, which is the inseparable of your guru. You know, so whoever give you the Tara empowerment, particularly, I think whoever give you the Tara empowerment here can say that person who give you the empowerment and you visualize in Tara or your personal guru. And some people have a little bit complicated, you know, because of that we are a human being. Because of that human nature, we have a little bit conflict. Yeah. So then you have a little bit difficulty to treating one human being as your guru. One is a conflict. Two is also we are really arrogant, you know, because of our pride. Sometimes we have a hard time to treating someone human being as a guru. Then you always think, oh, we are even, you know. So then is if you have a hard time to someone as a treating as a guru, then like Khenje Rinpoche always said, just treat as a Milarepa as your guru, root guru. Jidin Sumgön as a root guru. This is not just Khenje Rinpoche made up. Actually, Jidin Sumgön said this. You know, until you cannot see that your guru as a Vajratara, if you see as a guru as a human being, then it's not completely devotion. So that way you have to visualize your guru as a Jidin Sumgön or Milarepa or someone. And Jidin Sumgön himself said, until you reach to the Vajratara, do not make your disciple to meditate on you, he said. Because if you make them meditate on you, it become a double delusion. Because they already deluded, then you add them on your delusion on them. So you will make them double delusion. So that way, it's better to meditate on the guru as a forefather lineage. That is Jidin Sumgön's word. So that way, if you have a hard time to visualize as one human being as your guru, then one lineage guru like Milarepa or Jidin Sumgön is easy to meditate as a Vajratara and root guru, you know, meditate. And that guru and the Tara is inseparable. So, or another way you can say the guru is manifest as a form of Tara. Yeah. Then Tara is surrounded by all the Buddha and Bodhisattva, like that when clouding day, if you look the cloud, it looks like a whole space filled with a cloud, yeah, like that, completely filled with the space in front of you. So that is a visualizing called the field of accumulation. So then what we're doing is a practice is here. In the practice, the Namo Guru Saranaya, Namo Buddhaya, Namo Dhammaya, Namo Sanghaya, not Nam. So this Namo means the pay homage, you know, pay respect, showing respect. So Guru Charanaya. So this is it. Guru means the in teacher or you know, we know the Guru. What is Guru? Charanaya means the worthy to worship. So that way earlier I said, if you don't find a human being that you feel like a worthy to worship, then think as a Jidisum, think as a Milarava, think as a Marba, one of forefather guru. You know, definitely you will feel that they are the worthy to worship. So that way, Charanaya means the worthy to worship, someone to worthy to worship. That way, it's a Charanaya. Then, basically pay homage to the Guru. Then pay homage to the Buddha. Ya means the true. Pay homage to Buddha. Ya is true. Pay homage to the Dharma. Dharma Ya means that pay homage to Dharma. Pay homage to Sangha. So this is a prostration. Then offering Ombaza Argam Namo Argam Patiza Sova Nambapande. So this offering for the drinking water as an argam, offering of the washing feet water as a padyam, offering of the flower as a pushpam. It's supposed to be pushpam. Because in the Hevaja Tantra, in there one quote said according to the Sanskrit, grammar, if flower, that's called the pushpam, yeah, that's a flower. If come with the what called an e, will become a pushpe, then it make the female. So when it's called the pushpe, it's talking about that goddess who hold the flower. So that way, this should be pushpam. But in the lots of Tibetan, because our texts, a lot of them are wrote by hand, and lots of time, our knowledge about the Sanskrit is not that great. So sometimes we mix up things. So I think here should be pushpam. I think so. That's according to the Hevaja Tantra, maybe pushpam. Tubam, and as an incense, alokam means the candle, gandhi means the perfume, and nudhi means the food, shabda as a music. And Holiness said this is it. Why Tibetan, use shabda as always a drum? He said, this is because of we originally shaman. In the shaman, drum is really important. That way use it as a drum, as a shabda. He said most of Indian, they use most of music as a, those kind of guitar type or flute. So so you can use, so he said, maybe it's better use as a guitar, what called this? Sitar? Yeah, as a kind of like hand a gesture. Hand gesture, yeah. Yeah, something like that, he said, maybe. But I don't think so. It's not a big deal for that. I mean, long as it's music, it sounds good, then it doesn't matter. But that is what I heard the Holiness one time said. So there's a traditional of an Indian custom of welcoming special guests. This is not just only religion ways, it's culture ways. Indian customly, so that is in the Buddhism also using as a religion, what called rituals, as the same way. I mean, most of religion have a large impact at the background culture of where it comes from. Yeah, I think so. That way, I mean, if you look at Christianity, Muslim and Jewish, they're kind of similar. Even I think sometimes they're like a God name is kind of like same they use it. I heard something like that. So it's because they come from the same background culture. So there's a similarity. Same as a Buddhism, Hinduism, there are lots of similarity. It's just like, I don't think so. It's like a, one taking over something or anything, one copying anything. It's just they using as a whatever necessary of a easier way to can understand for the people in the local, So something culture. Okay, that is a Sanskrit offering. Then here's a sublime offering, he said, are posted with the complete purity of the venerable Ayatara and all the Buddha and Bodhisattva who dwell in the 10 direction and 3 times. Are posted with the complete purity. It means the purely complete purity, mean the vivid faith. What is the complete purity? Purity. See them as a truly complete enlightened. That is what is a vivid faith mean. So by seeing their quality, what is their quality? Is Tara and all the 10 direction Buddha and Bodhisattva, they are completely enlightened. Make sense? So as a purity in here is the same as a vivid faith. Vivid faith means that they are by knowing of their enlightened quality. Then you have admiration. Yeah, that admiration of wish I'm be that one. When you see something really beautiful, you wish I wish I have that one. When so that way, if you go to the hair salon, yeah, they have lots of photo, hairstyle, which one you want. So this is, you have to copy some admiration. So same way, when you see Buddha and Bodhisattva, why you admire them? Because they have a completely enlightened quality. So not just only admiration. So you want to be like them. So that is it. You want to be something or like someone. You have this admiration or vivid faith. If you see them wonderful, if you see them as a good quality. Make sense? So that way, here's a completely purity. It means the complete by seeing by the complete enlightened quality. Venerable Aryatara and all the Buddha and Bodhisattva that dwell in the 10 direction and 3 times. We do prostration. Why we do the prostration? There's so many great beneficial doing the prostrations. There in the Tibetan tradition, there's 2 kind of prostrations. One is called the short prostrations. Actually, short prostration is generally prostrations. Okay. Then there's called the long prostrations. The long prostration is related to the Tantra Vajrayana. I think especially Tumu, preliminary practice of the Tumu is a prostration. Something have to do with the 6 yoga of Naro. So 6 yoga of Naro's main preliminary practice is a prostration. That is the long prostration. That's called the Vajrayana prostration, actually a long one. So there's 2 kind of prostrations. So you can do either, or both. So that's physically doing prostration, and verbally you chanting all the enlightened quality, and mind is with the 3 faith: vivid faith, eager faith, trust faith. So that way, show you as a vivid faith. As long as you have the vivid faith, eager faith, and trust faith will come. So completely purity is talking about the faith. You doing with the prostration with the faith, not with the custom. When you do the, like customly, culturally, there's like Indian people, they have a touching to the feet. It's custom. They don't have any faith related, just culture. But when we do the prostration to the Buddha, it's not custom. We based on the faith we're doing. Make sense? So completely pure is talking about the faith. Generally, I think directly word is related to the vivid faith, and also including the eager and trusting faith. So also prostration is a Tibetan called the chak. Chak means the cleansing, like remove the dust by sweep, with a broom. So sweeping all of our negative. by doing prostration. So that's cleaning. So also meaning of the chak mean. Then ultimately chak mean the realization of the suchness. So there's a lot of meaning on the namo, relative label, ultimate label. So same as a Mahamudra. Mudra is also same word in the Tibetan called the chakya. Chak is the same word. Chaktel, chakya, cha, chamacha. All of them are same. So one way is called the ultimate nature. So in the Chakasambhavara Tantra said, cha ne tombe rahilas. Chak mean the empty nature. So that is the Mahamudra. So there's I think, several different meaning, but here is it basically talking about the chak as a pay homage, pay respect. Yeah. So why we have to pay the respect? See, one way when we see see their quality, then we more become willing to practice that one. And two, also by doing that one, we bring ourselves as a humbleness. Because long as we keep this arrogant attitude, we have no chance to accomplishing anything. Like if you go to with an arrogant attitude to someone's speech, you will not learn anything. If you go to the open mind and humbly do someone's speech, anyone you listen, you will learn something. Doesn't matter. Even when kids talking, if you listen really, truly, open-mindedly, you will learn something. Because everyone have some kind of quality, Everyone have some worthy to listen. But a lot of time we're not learning anything because our mind is blocked by our arrogance. Oh, I'm better than him or her, I don't want to waste my time with this individual. So things like that we have. So by doing the prostration, we bring to the humbleness. So the prostration is an antidote of the pride. So the first prostration. Then second one is I offer real and imagined flower, incense, butter, lamb, and sand, food, music, and so forth. May I assemble of the Aryatara and please accept it. So this is a offering arranging, is it? We just talk about this Sanskrit one. There's two kind of offerings: physically arrange and mentally visualize. You have to physically, you have to arrange it according to your capacity. Like when Shakyamuni Buddha, one lifetime, he was so poor that there's nothing he can offering. So he joined his hand. That become an offering. There's one Arhat was walking, and there are two kids, one couple or two couple? One couple, yeah? Husband and wife.
Yeah,
one couple. They are so poor, they have only one shawl. So when husband go out to beg food, he wear that as a protect his, cover his body. Then we come back and they hide. When a wife goes, she wear, then there's only one shawl they have. Then when the Arhat is coming, and they thought, we didn't offering in the past life anything, that way we become a poor. So we should do something this life, that way we maybe next life we will be free from this poverty. So we said, we have only this one. So Arhat said, okay, offering that one. I will accept your offering, whatever you have. So I said, this is dirty and really disgusting. So it doesn't matter, you just offering pure-mindedly. And they said, okay, you look away, then we will offering you, because they don't want to show their naked body. So they're offering. And then Arhat wear that one and went to. He was invited by the one king. Then, of course, in the palace, it was so smelly and disgusting. And king requests him to remove. And he said, no, this is one of the really, like, for them, that's everything. Those two, the couple, that's everything, their wealth, everything is in this shawl. So this is, he told the story. Then king and queen, all this really admire and immediately they want to see this beggar, and they give all their clothes and wealth. So that way, even if if you don't have anything, just whatever you can offering, that become a great offering. So physical arrangement, that you have to arrange it pure mindedly, whatever capable of yourself. Because sometimes people, because of the stinginess or because of the laziness, they don't want to physically arrange and said, I want to mentally visualize. It doesn't work. So if you don't have anything, then you can mentally visualize. Make sense? So those two have to be both physically arranged as a whatever you can capable. Adisha said, when you're arranging offering, you have to arrange that even your friend get jealous. Greatest offering. Because whatever you're offering to the, three jewel or deities, that is your saving account for the next life. Your next life retirement, what call that?
All right.
Yeah, so for the next life. So whatever you're offering. So that reason we have to arrange it physically, whatever we can. And of course, then if you cannot arrange anything physically because you are lack of the material, then mentally visualizing. Make sense? So, and also when you're walking on the street, if you see beautiful flower, you offer to the three jewel, sake of that owner, not your own sake. If you offer to the three jewel for your own sake, you become a stealing. If you offer to the sake of that owner, then you both can accumulate the merit by that offering. I mean, I'm not saying it's a remove, okay? If you remove their garden, that's become breaking the law, yeah? I mean, I'm talking about the mentally. When you see beautiful flowers, they say, oh, I wish this offering to the Tara for the sake of them, because they don't know how to offer. So you're helping them. Make sense? So this is that kind of offering we have to arranging, because the offering is the antidote of the stinginess. So if this life you are liking material, can say, liking material, it means that you didn't do much offering or generous practice in the past. That way you become a poor. So no one's faults except our own faults. If we become a poor, if we're losing, whatever we have, it's our own fault, that because we haven't done anything in the past. If you become a naturally, wealthy, I mean, you have done something in the past, that way you get this all wealth. So now you are appreciate for the past life, went through hardship to accumulate the merit. That way this life have all those wealth. Now you have to tell this life, please do something that can help for the next one too. Next life. Make sense? Yeah. So that is how we should offering. So this is the antidote of the stinginess. Then said, I confess all my sin and beginningless time until now, committing with the mind under the web afflicted, such as a 10 non-virtue and 5 an inexorable act, heinous crime. It's the same. So this confess. There's another word. Some kind of like a, you have to tell someone. You have to confess, mean that, I think in English that is same, yeah. Okay. So by acknowledging that you make mistake. Lots of time, our problem is we are scared of acknowledging that we're wrong, we make mistake. That's come from the fears. we couldn't acknowledge our own mistakes because of our fears. So need a great braveness of acknowledging the okay. So we have to confess all my sin or negative non-virtue from the beginningless time. So when when we start the past life, there's no beginning. Samsara have no beginning. So we cannot find the record of our when we start. So that when beginningless time. So we did something negative, negative karma. That way we're in the samsara. Even we don't remember anything, we have done something negative karma, that way we're in the samsara. If we haven't done anything negative karma, we'll never be in the samsara. So this is called the obscuration of the karma. So also in this life, whatever unpleasant circumstance comes, this is a result of the past lives of karma. A lot of them are. So one way you have to, kind of like happy that it's all from that circumstance over soon, and two way also we have to learn how to confess. So, and we'll talk later also a little bit about this. Until now, commenting what kind of a non-virtue we did is 10 non-virtue and 5 heinous crime. Why we did commit those? Because we know they are not good. I mean, most of people know that 10 non-virtue is not good, but still we're doing that one. And a lot of those people who did the 5 heinous crime, I'm sure they knew that is not wrong, but sometimes we do that one. Make sense? Why are we doing that one? Because our mind is controlled by the afflictive emotion. So here said, mind under the sway of affliction, under the control of afflictive emotion. So the reason afflictive emotion is so powerful, make things that not pleasant to us. Why not pleasant? Because after you have done those things, you regret. You knew it is wrong, but sometimes we couldn't stop doing that one because the afflictive emotion are so strong. So I have to confess, that's generally talking about the 10 non-virtues. From the body, 3, killing, stealing, sexual misconduct. From the speech, 4, lying, harsh word, idle talk, divisive speech. And from the mind, 3, covetousness, harmful thought, and wrong view. So in the Buddhism, I mean, basically, people always think that whatever your view is the right view. Yeah, we have that idea of my view is the right view. So, but in the Buddhism, what is wrong, what is right view? I say, according to if you don't believe the reality, like a karma, like a Four Noble Truth, like a past life and next life, and that kind of reality, if you don't believe, then your view is wrong, because it's real. Something is real. If you don't believe, that means that you have a wrong view. So wrong view means that when you stop believing those things, that you have a wrong view, because your view is wrong, not because you are not following to the Buddha. Doesn't matter, even you're following to the Buddha, if you don't believe that one. So sometimes we have this slight of wrong view in the Buddhism. You may not have a wrong view according to the karma, according to the past life, next life, but sometimes we have there's called the wrong view. It's when somebody doing something to you, say or did or something, we blame 100% on that person. Yeah, that person is the responsibility of making us suffering. Make sense? We say that one. But if your karma is not involved, that person cannot do anything. Truth is, your karma and that person's condition together make us suffering. But we blame to the 100% on that person. That is also wrong view. You don't believe your own karma. What's the negative way? The positive way is we rely on all the deity and gurus and pray to them, saying, "Please solve my problems." They are not, creator that fix all your problem. Your merit is necessary to support about fulfilling your prayer. Without the support of your merit, your prayer not going to answer. Because in Buddha and Bodhisattva, they are hopeless without the support of your merit. They cannot do anything. Make sense? So sometimes we treat them as like a creator. So that is also partially wrong view. So even where Buddhism can have that wrong view, we follow to the Buddha's teaching, we practice every day, but time to time we have that kind of partially wrong view, So it can be possible. So that kind of wrong view. Then 5 heinous crime mean that like one of the worst crime, which is the killing father, killing mother, killing arhat, injuring Buddha, dividing Sangha. Now, those 5, I think definitely we're not going to cannot make this right now. We cannot make that like injuring Buddha or dividing Sangha as it cannot happen. Okay, but possible we can kill the father, we can kill the mother, we can kill the arhat. That's possible. If you commit some kind of a, murdering, whatever, there's a possible, like, I think few years ago, I was in the New Mexico, and there was a news that a boy killed his mother in the home and his brother, and wait 5 hours till his father come home to kill. So there are certain people, they do this kind of heinous crime, So it's possible we can commit the first 3, killing father, killing mother, killing arhat. Those are possible. So that way we have to confess all those. So this is the confessing is at the antidote of the aversion. Yeah. I rejoice in the whatever merit have been accumulated in the 3 times by the hero, solitary realizer, Bodhisattva, ordinary being, and others. So we have to rejoice in others' merit. So here's like a divided into like here mean the like arhats. Solitary realization is that little bit higher than arhat. So they become enlightenment with like most of those solitary realization is a come when Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching is end and Maitreya Buddha's teaching is not start between those two. So when the past Buddha Kashyap's teaching is end, until Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching is a start, there was a lot of solitary realizer. So when they heard the Shakyamuni Buddha was born, they fly in the sky, especially in the Varanasi, in the forest, fly in the sky, and their only clothes fall down. And the local people call, oh, one rishi fall down. Again, another rishi fall down. So that way, that forest name is a rishi fault. The Varanasi forest name is rishi fault. Why? Because they already heard the Buddha was born. Now they no longer be need there. So that way they took the Mahaparinirvana. and they reached right now people call that rainbow body, whatever you say. They disappeared the body and only clothes fall down. So that the local people thought the rishi falling down. Okay, one more rishi fall down. So that way it's a Tasung Hu. That's it, forest name. Then later Buddha gave teaching in their first noble truth. So that kind of solitude realize they comes and said Bodhisattva, like first, until they reach to the Buddhahood. All the Mahayana practitioners are Bodhisattva. And ordinary being mean that, like, or you can say, hearer vehicle, solitary vehicle, and Mahayana vehicle, they now reach to the arhatship. Those are ordinary beings. Then other, say, even they are not on the path to the nirvana, but a worldly being also accumulate lots of merit. They are worldly, you can do lots of good deed. So including all of them. So you have to rejoice in everything that what other can done, that you are not capable. But basically rejoice is like anyone to do in front of you something that you cannot do, then you can rejoice with that fully. Chamin Raga Asas in the Sukhavati Pure Land said, when you see someone is doing something, if you rejoice, you will get same amount of merit by rejoicing. So rejoice is the antidote of the jealousy, I think. Then say, please train the will of the Dharma of the great, small, common, and vehicle according to the intention, mental disposition of the sentient beings. So there are also lots of Buddha not give Dharma teachings. Why? Because they want to show up the greatness of the Dharma. If you just give the Dharma teaching randomly, people don't see the greatness. Then people don't see the value. Yeah. So that way I heard this one. I don't know. The earlier one, the Dharma come to US. If the people, when the first they're giving, I think from beginning as a Hindu, when they give it free, people don't pay attention that much, and people don't put their value. Then they start charging really heavy fee. Then they said, "Wow, this is something really important." So I think there's have to have some way to make it really important. So that reason sometimes Buddha not give teaching until someone show up the requires. Like Shakyamuni Buddha achieved the Mahaparinirvana lunar 4th month 15th day. From there to until the lunar 6th month 4th day, he haven't give teaching to direct to the human being, because he said, he achieved this great nectar like a Dharma, but it's not easy to people to understand. So just I'm going to be sit quiet. But meantime, actually, he was waiting to come some really important being to be request him. So Indra and Brahma came, request to the Buddha. Why Indra and Brahma is necessary have to come? Is at that time, local people worship Indra and Brahma as their god. Even their own, worship beings, worthy to worship being come to kneeling down to the Buddha to request in Dharma teaching. That means that Dharma is really something really special. That way. So that is how have to have them bring the greatness of the Dharma. So it's a necessity to be request. So that way we have to request. Otherwise, sometimes people may think Buddha has become enlightened for the others' benefit. But still, after he become Buddha, have to request the Dharma teaching. This is not like he doesn't want to share. He's eager to want to share. But one, we have to be ready to receive that one. So how we know is by requesting. Make sense? So that way it's a requesting. And also when the Buddha give teaching, it's not give teaching according to the popularity. He gave according to the mental disposition of the sentient beings, what is good for them, what is suitable for them. So sometimes we have this idea of what call this higher teaching. What call this?
Advanced.
Yeah, advanced teachings. Sometimes, like Four Noble Truth is it become advanced for the someone. Most advanced teaching for the someone, actually more advanced than Muhammad teachings. Because if you receive the Muhammad teaching, if you're not ready, there's no benefit. Meaningless. Like, a person like me who have zero knowledge about the English, if I go to the, some of the, college class, PhD class or whatever those class, what called the graduation class, I waste my time there. Nothing advanced for me. If I go to the grammar class, then it's really advanced for me. That one makes sense because it's meaningful. I can, relate it to me. So that way, it's according to the disposition of the sentient being. It's a really necessary. Then sometimes we deceive ourselves. Oh, I have to be an advanced one. That's no point of deceiving someone. So Dharma will. So requesting Dharma will is the antidote of the ignorance. Until samsara is empty, please do not pass into the nirvana, but look with the compassion upon the sentient being are drawn at the ocean of suffering. So this is requesting to them long life. So we have to request them because enlightened beings, they need a reason to remain in the samsara. If they don't have a reason, they don't want to waste their time. We have to show them to reason to be, they have to be here. So we have to show them, please remain, continually guide us. I heard Pachon Rinpoche and the Deguntil retreat master. When he taking Mahaparinirvana, all the disciples went to request him, and he said, okay, then I will stay 2 more years. And he stayed exactly 2 more years. So that reason you see, every year there's a long life ceremony for the offering to the Dalai Lama or Our Holiness. Why we do that one? Because we want to remain them to continually. Like okay, so that reason we have to request them to live long. So that reason we chant every day. Our Guru said long life prayer. Yeah. I think this is the antidote of the wrong view or doubt. One of those. I always confused on this subject. Okay, then dedication. Whatever I accumulate and out of the enlightenment, may I become the glorious leader to being to long time and without the hindrances. So this is a dedication. Actually, you can see the dedication and bodhicitta or motivation is a kind of similar, but one is a after the accumulation of merit, is become a dedication. Before the accumulation of merit is called the aspiration prayer, basically. So that's similar. So we have to dedicate it, this whatever merit to become enlightenment. Because if we're not dedicated, sudden emotion can destroy our merit. Like Shantideva's Vaya Bodhisattva said, 100 eons merit can be destroyed by the single incident's anger. So if we were dedicated, that kind of emotion cannot destroy the merit. So we must dedicate it to reach. And also without the mistaking it. If you dedicated the worldly benefit, like become a long life, become a wealthy or something, you will gain that result one time. After that, your merit is finished. But if you dedicate it to the complete enlightenment, you will reach to the eventually you will reach to the enlightenment. The meantime, you have those all benefit continually. Long life, wealth, and whatever you wish, they also have. So you have to dedicate it. Then said, support of the accumulation return to their nature place. So this means that that's through the mantra. So that is what you visualizing as it. Then went back, return to their nature place of the Pure Land. Then here's for immeasurable. May all beings have happiness and cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and the cause of suffering. May they not be separated from the supreme happiness that is free from suffering. May they rest in great equanimity, free from duality of attachment and aversions. So this is called the for immeasurable. First is love. What does love mean? That you're wishing them to be happy. Normal ordinary love means that wishing that get to me, have me, that one. Like I love that car, I love that house. That means that I want that. Yeah. But spiritual the love means that so wishing them to be happy, like how mother feel to the child. When you're wishing to so you have to start someone who really kind to you. Start one person, one individual. Then you can extend it slowly, that wish. One day you can meditate every sentient beings. And so compassion means that then once you love someone, you cannot tolerate their any kind of a problem. So then whenever they have any kind of problem, you have immediately compassion. But when we don't have a love, sometimes we don't have a compassion too. Lots of time you see the beggar on the street. Sometimes it makes you annoying. Yeah. You feel annoying by seeing them. When the beggar comes to say, please give me money, this and that, sometimes it makes you feel annoying. Why you feel annoying for those? Because you don't have enough love to them. So you don't feel their suffering. When you not feel their suffering, it makes you annoying when they request you to some help. So as having compassion, necessity to have love. And one day, when you have that love and compassion sincerely to the other, then anyone who becomes successful, you get joy. Right now, even your civilian, when they become really successful, sometimes people get a little bit jealous. Even you love them, but still there's some jealous comes. Why? Because our love is not truly love. So when we truly love, there no jealousy will come. Then only joy come whenever they succeeding, whenever they're happy. So that love and joy and happiness, love and compassion and joy, one day you will have every sentient beings. So here they use as what called the free of the duality of attachment aversion. So this is a duality of attachment aversion, mean that like we have this feeling of, oh, they are my loved one, they are my enemy. So loved one mean that attach, enemy mean the what called aversions, sense of aversion. You will not have that one. You will have the same feeling to your enemy and your loved one. That is what is equanimity. Like Shakyamuni Buddha had same feeling to the Devadat and Rahut. That take time. It's not going to come immediately that by just reciting this 4 immeasurable mantra prayer, it's not going to come. So that way have to be gradually. So work with the love first. How to work is love to train the loving, how to say, just work with someone easy one, like a closest one, someone. No, normally we said mother, because a mother generally closest in our life is a mother. But sometimes it's not necessary. Sometimes maybe someone else closest to you. You know, so whatever easiest way to start with that. Then one day you can love to your enemy, and your loved one can feel same way. That day you have equanimity. Then this loving kindness compassion is complete, but it take time. 3 times meditate on this by your mind as a mix definitely with the 4 body of a Brahma, or 4 immeasurable. So mix definitely with your minds. Your mind is mixed with definitely on this 4. So that is what it means, that depth of your heart, you get this, not just lip service. Make sense? Yeah. Because lots of time we said, oh, we have to love every sentient beings. But when it comes to the reality of life, then there are lots of time you don't see that, what you say, Then there are lots of, what call this expression. I don't know how to say this, but when it comes to the reality, practical, can say, yeah. When it comes to the practical, and there's lots of time incident, like it's not easy to be loving everyone. So we have to train that, become one day truly we can love to everyone. I'm not saying it's easy to come, immediately happen. It takes time. That is called the meditation. Try again and again and again until it becomes real. Because our mind went wrong way, long period of time with this, even the delusion or illusion object looks real. So it takes a long time to make not real. Yeah. If you believe someone is a really bad, and from there to that believing from the bad person to believing on the good person, take a long time. It not come easily. When you have some wrong information on someone, from there to getting to the right information, take a long time. So sometimes people never recover with that. So this is until our mind is mixed with this 4 and web. So this fuel of accumulation. Why is a preliminary fuel of accumulation? Is it because deities actually practices? There's called the approaching and accomplishment. Yeah, deity yoga. Approaching means that getting closer. Accomplishment you become like that deity. So that accomplishment as a need support of the good merit. Without the good merit, cannot get there. 1, 2, reaching to the deity or accomplishing deity, you have to purify your negative karma. So how to purify the negative karma is through the good merit. So if you look at Asanga's life story, Asanga mother sent him to meditate on the Buddha Mitriya in the cave. So that way, one day he will meet with the Buddha Mitriya to receive all the Mahayana teachings. He did 12 years of meditation in the cave on the Buddha Mitriya. When he come to the market after the 12 years, when he come to the market, he only saw the Buddha Mitriya as a dead, kind of wounded dog. But then he had a really sincere compassion toward to that dog. Because of that compassion, then he see the Buddha Mitriya. So he complained to the Buddha Mitriya, said, why you took so long to be show up? And Buddha Mitriya said, I was with you from the beginning. Because of your negative karma, you couldn't see me. But your 12 years retreat make your negative karma less. That way you saw me as a wounded dog. Then your compassion purified all the negative karma. That way you see me face to face. So when we practicing deity's mantra, we are approaching to that deity. That means that you have to see the deity, yeah? You only can see the deity or meet with the face-to-face deity is when your negative karma is eliminated. So this is like a seven lamp offering for immeasurable. Those are the great method to how to purify our negative karma. Otherwise, no matter how much we will, recite the mantra, we have never yet chance to see the deity directly. We would never reach there. Make sense? So that reason we have to do. Then, actual practice, there's a two. Visualizing the deity and recitation of the mantra. So reason is why we have to visualize the deity, just recite the mantra. Because we have an attachment of our place, attachment of our own body. Long as we have this attachment, we never have chance to reach to the nirvana. Forget about the nirvana, even you're not going to be reborn in the Pure Land. So attachment is what hold us here. The reason when people die, you have to let them die peacefully. Don't make noisy. Don't make them disturbed by crying or making noisy. And because even they are really good practitioner, at the time of the death, there some instant comes that can cause them to stuck in the samsara. Make sense? So we have to learn how to cut the attachment. So when we transform our place as a mandala, when we transform our body as a deity, we no longer have a self-righteous this attachment. Can say, yeah, I'm a wonderful. That kind of attachment is gone because you're no longer you. So that reason, if you want to be reached to that state of the deity, you have to cut the attachment. Why? Because our main cause to remain in the samsara is the attachment. Long as we have an attachment, we never free from samsara. Because of the attachment, we have aversion. Make sense? So then, because of those two, we never end cause the suffering of samsara. Lots of time people think, well, attachment is maybe not necessarily negative emotion. It's good emotion, good thought. Because I'm not harming by attaching, yeah? It's attachment is not really harm anyone. It's directly, emotion itself, I don't think so, maybe too negative as an aversion. But when we have attachment, aversion come easily. Like if you like something, like if you like some particular cup, if anyone use that one, you get angry immediately. Even your family member, you're not allowed to touch something, your favorite something. Yeah. Like I heard some people have their favorite is like a car. They're not allowed, even their family member, not allowed to touch that car, particular one. You share everything, but certain things you're not allowed to touch because you attach so much on that. Make sense? So long as we have this attachment, aversion will come. So that way we have to cut the attachment. When we cut the attachment, aversion will go away. Like when like object is to become old for you, then no longer your attachment is there. That's called become old. Then you have no problem to give away. Easy to give away. But without your, that attachment is cut, give away is not easy. So we have to cut the attachment. How to cut the attachment to our place and our body is the transforming ourselves to the deity's form. So here we are transforming to the Tara. said, in my heart center is a moon disk, a rising moon as a syllable upon the a syllable, okay, upon as a green thumb, which is a light radiate in all the flesh and the blood of my body, and seen are obscuration of the mind and purifying. So first is a visualizing your ordinary body. In the ordinary body, at the heart, there's a syllable. The is transformed to the moon. Then in center of the moon, thumb syllable. There's someone said, says you don't have to visualizing like a, sometimes we visualizing as a moon is like this, and thumb as a top of the moon like that. Yeah. He said you don't have to visualize. It's like a more like an insight, kind of reflection in the moon, but it's not necessarily like kind of like standing out. I think when you visualize it, it's not really like a standing out, kind of like inside the moon, something kind of a mixture. So, so thumb, and from the thumb radiate the light and purify all our negative. I mean, the body and all of these are melt to the light. That is how purify the obscurations, mind and purified mind and body both, and become the mass of the light, just become a really like a light bulb, completely light bulb. From this complete transform, I become a venerable Tara with a body as a green like the hip of a emeralds. I have one face, two arms, and my right hand is a performing the mantra of the supreme generosity, and my left hand is a holding the stem of the extremely full. The attractive, the blue ubala flower between ring finger and thumbs. And my heart center, I am well developed and the fully bloom of the youth of the mature 16-year-old, or my round breasts are fully formed. So this is basically showing us she is a youth. Why is it necessary to be those deity have to show the youth body? Because if you show the old body, that means that they're ready to retire. So they don't have time to retire, you know. They have to help sentient being continually. How to help sentient being continually? They need the youth body. That way they show us a youth body. It's not like a discrimination of the youth and old, you know, because I mean, naturally, when we see the old body, that means we're almost ready to retire. They cannot retire from the, you know, benefit the sentient beings. So that way they have to be always remain the youth body. That is the main reason, have to be youth body. I have a smiling face and endowed with a wide eye like the petal of the lotus. I wear over in the lower garment of the utterly splendor, divine silk, and how to say, my sapphire color hair is a bound of the crown and my head. I am beautiful with the head ornament and earring, necklace, sasha, longer crystal necklace, and a golden armlet. I am lovely and radiating light. My two legs are to half Vajra posture, and the right foot is extended, resting on the multi-color lotus and the moon seat. And my heart center is a moon arising from the A syllable, and atop the moon is a thumb syllable, green thumb syllable, and which is the light radiated, inviting the wisdom deity from the realm of the women who appearing in the same as my visualizing form. So this basically it's called the enjoyment body. She's a Sambhogakaya form, enjoyment body. Enjoyment body as because a human naturally think when they have a wealth is they have a good life. Yeah. Lots of people think when somebody is driving really fancy car, they think, wow, that person have great life. And then somebody living really a big mansion, they said, wow, that person have. And when somebody is wearing the really fancy, expensive diamond ring or kind of like those Swiss watch or whatever those, you know, then they say, wow, that they have a great life. We just assume that way. We have no idea. Maybe they're wearing those all expensive one, but inside is miserable. We cannot tell their inner, emotion, how feel, but by appearing of their material, we think that they have good life or bad life. Then when somebody is sitting outside, really ragged or what called that, tearing clothes, like ragged. Beggar, huh? Ragged. Then we said, oh, they're so miserable. Like one time Miller was laying on the street, and there's three beautiful girls walking, and they said, I wish no one is becoming like him. And Miller ever said, even you wish you never become like me. For Miller's viewpoint, he is the one of the happiest life, greatest life. But for their viewpoint, he is the one of the destituted one. So that way for us, we only see that way. So that reason, because of that's our naturally instinct reaction. So Buddha mentioned about the symbol of the enjoyment as those all jewel and silk garment, jewel ornament and silk garment. It's not necessarily Sambhogakaya Pure Land, those Buddha truly have those ornaments. We don't know honestly what kind of ornament they have. This ornament is all based on the Indian, royal ornament. So that is a way this she have to show the Sambhogakaya form of the enjoyment body as with those ornament, and that's what we're visualizing. It's called the Samaya beings. What we visualize, but it's when come to the meditating on the deity, there's called the 5 characteristics. What called the purity, clarity, divine pride, empty by nature, and delightful experience. So purity means that you have to see the meaning of those all appearance. All the appearance, including her color, her jewel ornament, how her look, everything have an inner quality. It's related to the inner quality, she appearing that way. Make sense? So that is the knowing of all her inner quality is called the purity. Then clarity means that you have to learn how to visualize it clearly by using statue, picture, or something, and try to visualize it clearly. Train that. So now divine pride. Divine pride means that you have to convince yourself, I am Tara. Right now, it's a little bit difficult for us to believe in, even you visualizing. So it helps when you invite the wisdom being and deserve to you after you visualizing yourself as a Tara. And it more convince, actually. It make more real because it's not just only your imagination. Even all the 10 direction Bodhisattva form of Tara comes and deserve to you, become inseparable. That way, we invite in the wisdom beings in front of you, then offering to the wisdom beings. So this one we offering, there's a mudra, because in the Vajrayana, deity, mantra, mudra, samadhi, all have come together. So mudra is also part of the practice because it's a sign language. So there's this mantra is called when we said Om Aryatara, it's called the lotus circle, Pekur in the Tibetan. So there's a 2-way. If deity is in front of you, you have to do outer lotus circle like this. This is outside. You see that my face is, my hand is kind of outside closing like this. This is called the outer lotus circle because offering object is in front of you. So here we invited the wisdom being in front of you in the space. identical to the Tara, but all that Buddha and Bodhisattva come from of Tara and countless of them in the front of us. Then we're offering. So you say, Om Ayatara Sapari Wari. So this is like a argam. You have to say like a conscious offering to the drinking water. And Padyam as a, that's shell. Yeah. In the ocean, it's shell. What called? Conch shell. Not conch shell, also other one, flat one.
Clam?
Yeah, that's even the pearl come from there.
Oyster.
Yeah, oyster shell. So that's a kind of Padyam. So washing feet. And pushpam as a flower open, and dubam as a incense, alogam as a candle, and gandhi is move a little bit. It's called the perfume, putting on the chest, and nudi as a food, like put on the hand, and shabda as I mentioned earlier. Lots of time we do like that, or you can do this way, shabda. So those are the music. What called the mantra and mantra have come together, have a meaning. Then when they say Om Ayatara Sapare Ware Argam Pardisa Soha, you have to do one snake as a sign of please take it. Lots of people doing Argam Pardisa Soha, both. This is not the right way to do, because it have a reason. When you do the what called the fist up, can say fist up, this one? It's an offering to the higher beings. Fist down is giving to the lower beings. Like there's a torma offering. At that time, you have to do hand down because you're giving to the lower being. But the lots of Tibetan, when we're doing this mantra, they said, Ayatara Sapara Argam, so doing both of them. I think it's a mistake. So you have to do as a offering one is only higher like this, then join hand. So Omaya Dara Sapare Ware Argam Patiza Soha Omaya Dara Sapare Ware Pandim Patiza Soha. So this have a meaning. All the mantra have a meaning, everything. So after the offering, then said also there's a prayer. It said, with the crown of the God and demigod, I pay your lotus feet, I praise a posture to Mother Tara, who wish to liberate all destitute. Then here said, pray compassionate, Reverend Bhagavan, may the true obscuration of the myself and all sentient being be clean away of the quickly, completely true accumulation. May we attain the perfect Buddhahood. Until that time, all our life, may we be attain the supreme happiness of the God and human in our effort to accomplishing the omniscience. May obstacles such as obstructing spirit, epidemic, disease, and various kind of untimely death and harm of a bad dream, bad ointment, and 8 fears, and so forth, quickly pacify and eliminate. Pray you may worldly and beyond worldly perfectly accomplishing the spaciousness and happiness of the God's goodness increasing, and the vast meaning without the exception, accomplishing spontaneously without the effort. May we be diligently practice, and may be holy Dharma flourish. May we away behold your supreme face. When we practice you, may we accomplishing the meaning of the emptiness, and my great bodhicitta flourish and the glow like the waxing moon. So this is a prayer to the Tara here. Basically said, we will accomplish the unsurpassable enlightenment. That is our goal. But That's not going to happen immediately. It takes time. So, but then meantime, we have to continue our practice from after this life. We have to practice continue. So when you, if you want to practice continue in the samsara, you need a suitable body to practice. So if you're born in the 8th unfavorable condition place, then you cannot practice Dharma. So you need a favorable condition. So where is the best favorable condition? Is a God and human have a best place to practice the Dharma, because they have a more freedom, more knowledge, wisdom, and a better condition to practice Dharma. Yeah. So then they're, and free from all those obscurations like sickness, spirit harm, and there are lots of obstacles we have, also karmic harm. So karmic harm is, I think you can see this way, like sometimes you want to do some retreat, there's something comes. Sometimes you want to receive some teaching, but something else comes. You couldn't do. Those are karmic obscurations. So I was really looking for a long time to receive the blessing of the Naroba's bone ornament. They only give them every 12 years. So I was looking for a long time, but then I went to Ladakh actually for receiving the blessing. Before the blessing, I was sick and forced to have to come back. I couldn't. So this is sometimes certain karmic obscuration always there that you wish to be. So whenever you get chance and everything come right way, right condition come, that does not come easily. So we shouldn't waste that one. All those suitable condition is not come easily. Lots of time we wishing things to want to do, but not capable to doing that. Sometimes financially not support, sometimes physically not support. So sometimes you have a both, but the time is there, not there. Always there some problem comes. When everything is going well, everything is right, all right condition is there, then that means that you have great merit and you did some good karma, so that way you don't have that karmic obscuration. Make sense? So this is there is lots of this kind of comes, and all those free of the unfavorable conditions. So that is a prayer to Tara. Then after that said Zahum Bamho. Now this 4 mantra is called the hook, lasso, iron chain, and bell. So this hand mudra is a za as a hook. So it's a meditation. You have to visualize it like a fish hook, water hook, and put the deities in the chest here and on the ornament, and wisdom beings in the front of you visualizing, and by hook they're pushing them, pulling them toward to you. Okay. Then za, that is za. Hung as a lasso. Then wisdom and samaya beings, so what you visualize called the samaya, what you invite as a wisdom, they tie together. So by lasso. Then za, hung, and then bam as a chain. Then those chain, when they put the chain, they become inseparable. They meld together to become inseparable. Now you have a more confidence about I am Tara. Then za, hung, bam as a chain, and ho as a bell, and delight. When they become inseparable, there's no problem. Where problem is when there's a two. Yeah. So that way when they melt together, inseparable, then delightful. So this is 4 mantra, have a reason to do that one. And there's a detailed visualization. You can visualize a goddess with a hook, a goddess with a lasso. I mean, there's certain things, but mainly that one. And said this is the commandment and wisdom being become inseparable. So commandment means that what you visualize. Tara, that's commitment. And wisdom means that what you invite in from the Pure Land, 10 direction. Buddha and Bodhisattva form of Tara. This become inseparable. And teach the crown, throat, and heart center as a moon mandala mark in respectively with the white arm, right arm, blue home. The mantra circle around the thumb at the heart center. So this is a this is called a mark in Latin, mark Vajra body as your crown with a white arm as a Vajra body, at the throat, red as a Vajra speech, and a heart at the heart, blue hung as a Vajra mind. So in Latin, body, speech, mind as a mark is like a, when you put under something is a stem, that means that this belong to that, you know. So our body, speech, mind is no longer belong to the ordinary ourselves, transform to the deity in Latin body, speech, mind, then mark with the in Latin mark, which is called the white arm, red arm, blue hung. So transform from the ordinary body, speech, mind to Vajra body, Vajra speech, Vajra mind. So how to transform? It's a ordinary one is we have a conceptual of a dualistic and there's a solitary and a real and that kind of a conceptual thought. But a Vajra body is a appearing but empty. Now you have to visualize it. That is called the empty by nature. Your body is no longer solid like flesh or material, anything. It's become like a rainbow light. So that called this fourth quality characteristic of the practice is called the empty by nature. So that way appearing and empty inseparable. That's called the Vajra body. Then speech, sound and emptiness inseparable. That's a Vajra speech. And thought as an emptiness as a Vajra mind. So these 3 syllable mark om ahum as a symbol of a ordinary to become wisdom beings. That way we mark after the visualizing the deity om ahum, you know. I mean, ancient time, people put the stem, that stem as a mark, yeah?
Wait, they said homo?
Yeah, Omahu. Oh, sorry, people cannot see my hand. I think when I do the mutra, my you can watch later in the Facebook. At Facebook, I think you can see more. So then that you should spend some time to visualize on the deity, meditate there. This basically said, lots of commentaries said, when you're tired of meditating just deity, then move on recitation mantra. So those two are kind of like together. Okay, then recite the mantra. Here said, the mantra circle surrounded by the thumb syllable at the heart center. When you recite in this mantra, so repeat the 10 syllable much as possible, abandon the fall such as a recite the unclearly, too fast or slow, and so forth. So when we recite in the mantra, you have to avoiding to the 6 falls. Too slow, too quick, too loud, too quiet, too rough, too soft. Because if you chant too slow, you never finish the number. If you chant too fast, you will miss the syllable. If you chant too loudly, it's a sudden spirit, and including your neighbor, they get agitated. And if you chant too quietly, a sound not come. Mantra have to come sound. If you chant too roughly, it's not good for your health. If you chant too softly, energy of a mantra not come. So that way, have to avoid in the 6 falls when you recite in the mantra. Then another one is according to your mental position, if you feel like a more agitation, mind has become a monkey mind when you recite the mantra and chant quietly, chant quietly. But when you feel like sleepy in the recite the mantra and chant with the melody. The melody and quietly chanting is according to how you feel when you're practicing. Because you don't want to be too sleepy. It's called the dullness, yeah? Dullness, yeah. Or you don't want to be too monkey mind as an agitation. So you have to free from those two. That's the two main obscuration of the samadhi or meditation. So this what called recitation mantra, you have to do this one. Then with that, then recite this Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha, 10 syllable mantra. Then here's a 21 Taras supplication. So you may think, oh, there's a 21 Tara. Actually, there are so many Tara. Actually, Hindu there's thousands of the Tara name. I heard that one. But I think one of the Tara Tantra said there's 100 Tara name. There are many Tara name. But this one, 21 Tara, is a Tara's supplication by Buddha Barojana. The Buddha Barojana supplicated to the Tara. Then that is 21 Tara different. But this 21 Tara is because the Tara is called the embodiment of all the enlightened activities. So enlightened activity is divided into the 4: pacifying, magnetize, increasing, and destroyed. So that way, if you look the 21 Tara picture, you see they are 4 colors: white, yellow, red, blue, dark blue. These 4 colors are significant of a symbol of 4 enlightened activities. White as a pacifying activities, like pacifying from the sickness, pacifying from the spirit harm, and pacifying from the harm from the others. So that's the enlightened activity of the pacifying. Then increase of the lifespan, what called?
Lifespan or like energy?
Lifespan, yeah, longevity. Yeah, increase of the wealth, increase of the merit. So that way it's a yellow color. That is yellow. Then red color is a enlightened activity of the magnetize. Magnetize means that you overpower you, like you're taking. So who is it? La de mission. I mean that higher being like a God, on the surface being like human, and under surface being as a spirit. So those 3 beings under overpower is called the magnetize. So why? What is the magnetize? Like a red Tara practice. Lots of people use it as a wrong way. I heard this one is, I don't know if it's true or not. Some people say when you practice the right Tara, you find the girlfriend or boyfriends. That's the wrong reason. Why Buddha and practice of the magnetize is that way beings come to them, to Buddha. So that way Buddha give teaching to them. Actually, main reason is because if sentient being not come, Buddha cannot liberate them, for the liberation, not for your own overpower. But I heard sometimes people using something like that. So right as a overpowering for the beings, that way you can guide them, you can teach them, you can, liberate them. So that is a overpowering to the God as a higher beings, celestial beings, yeah, celestial, yeah, and overpower the human as a on earth beings, and overpower the spirit, the underground beings. So that way, this is called overpowering, and destroying as a wrathful. So it's called the cut, kill, and bury. It means that all their evilness have to be killed, evilness have to be buried. That is destroyed, wrathful practice. But wrathful practice is called as a kill, cut, and bury, but it's not the consciousness of that enemies. You can do the body as a cut, kill, and bury, but consciousness have to be liberated. Make sense? So if you don't know how to liberate them, and it's better not do, because you have to carry the negative karma with you if you do the wrathful practice of doing something like that. So even sometimes those large wrathful ritual have to be really careful performing the wrathful ritual. There's one teaching said, mind training teaching said, if you perform the wrathful ritual, because sometimes people get sick based on the harm by the evil spirit, yeah? Then when you do the wrathful ritual, you can heal that person, but at the same time you harm the spirit. So where it goes? You heal one, harm other one. That is not Buddhism way. Make sense? So that way, saying I have to be really careful to perform in the wrathful and practice of the wrathful deities, because especially until you have a really, can say authentic Bodhicitta, can say, yeah. Until you have a truly authentic Bodhicitta, don't rush to practice the wrathful deity. It's not healthy for you. Because sometimes people like wrathful. Why? Because they think that's going to have a special superpower. Every superpower has a super responsibility. If you cannot control that superpower, it becomes a destroyer. The power. So like a nuclear, if you know how to control, it can become a really energy. It helps lots of area. But when you lose the control, then the radiation kill many people. So you have to have a power to control that power. Like you have, you are become a head of the large community. If you cannot control the large community, it becomes chaotic. But if you know how to control them, then it's become a really beautiful community. Make sense? So every power have to have responsibility. So wrathful is the same way. For that reason, so this 21 Taras supplication is actually showing us 4 different type of in Latin called activities. So I think that is then detail. Maybe if other time, if we have more time, we can do, because today already our time is passing. So this one also you can do with some people recite counting as a 21 Taras supplication as a counting. Then you have to whole session, you have to do the 21 Taras supplication. End of the session, then do the mantra. So if you count it as a 21 Taras supplication as a main count, then you have to do 21 Taras supplication before the mantra. Make sense? I think it's a little bit here said. It said that the prayers that accomplishing the power of the mantra, therefore, at the end of the session, at the repeat of the 21 homage as much as possible. If mainly during the prayers, recite the prayers as a responding main body of the practice, then the sense it is a mantra that accomplishing the power of the prayers. At the end of the session, also recite the essence of the mantra, which is the 108, which is the 10-syllable mantra Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. In the mood of an explanation of the scriptural after the wisdom deity have been drawn forth from one's own body, and one had one offering to praise and supplication requires the deities comes. So this is what it means. What it means is sometimes people think, oh, I'm becoming Tara, then I'm offering to the Tara. What does it mean? So how to do that one is from your own visualizing the Tara, manifest secondary body. Actually, you can manifest your ordinary body in front of you, then offering to the Tara, doing prostration, everything too. Make sense? Otherwise, you already visualizing yourself as a mandala of the Tara. Then how you do the offering and prostration of those all. So you have to manifest. So that is here. Maybe I'm not reading clearly. Did I say this? In the mood of the explanation of the scriptures, after the wisdom deity have been drawn from one's own body and has done with the offering, praise, and supplication. So it means that manifests a secondary body. That secondary body is doing the offering in everything, because yourself as a main body as a become deity, transformed to the deity. So who is offering to that deity? Yourself or that another one? Is another yourself as manifest as a secondary. And I think one of the Drupal master said, you can visualize yourself as an ordinary one. Here said wisdom beings, but you can visualize as yourself as an ordinary, your own body, front of you, then offering and do prostration. That's the talk about here. So if you do the prostration to the 21 Tara, and you have to visualizing this own main body as a Tara, as a, in mandala. And in front of the Tara mandala, you visualize the secondary body, and that body doing the offering, that body doing the prostration, all those. So basically, the praise is called the root mantra. Praise bring to the energy of the mantra. Mantra itself is the 6 syllable, 10 syllable. Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. That is the essence mantra. The root mantra is the 21 Taras supplication or praise one, the root mantra. So that way, if you look the end of the 21 Taras, it's supplication. I mean the praise page in your. This is a page 41. You look, said, conclude this praise at the root mantra and offering of the 21 homage. So that's the root mantra is talking about the 21 praise itself as a root mantra. The Tibetan said, some commentary said, root mantra is talking about the 10 syllable, Om Tare Tu Tare Tu Re Soha. Then said, if that is the root mantra, then how come the Rathu mantra, other mantra? So this is not talking about the root mantra, is talking about the praise itself. Praise itself is the root mantra. So by praise, become more energy or more power of a mantra is come out. Make sense? So something like that. Then after that, you said so offering of the. Then he said you have to confess with their crown of the god and demigod, your lotus feet, praise and posture to the mother Tara who will liberate all destitutes. Taras. Then here's a 100-syllable mantra. So this 100-syllable mantra is a confessing. What is confessing is if we make mistake, practice, any kind of mistake, like a missing syllable, our mind is disturbed with a conceptual thought, or any kind of mistake there's through doing the practice, we have to confess that one. So normally we do this like 3 or 21 times of the 100 syllable mantra. Then after that, then said that now third stage is called the conclusion. Why I have to be concluding dissolution? Yeah. So here said dissolution and rising. So dissolution means that why we have to dissolve? You say, because once we're visualizing the deity's body, we may no longer have an attachment to our own ordinary body. But then slowly, we build attachment to the mandala and deity's body. Have to cut that one too. Because Jidisum said, ha doja kena yidanya, ha shedan kena nyawanya, ha timun kena duruyin, ha tutu sona migiwe, they will hala charajos. He said, if deity with the attachment will be born in the hungry ghosts. Deity with the aversion will be born in the hell beings. Deity with the ignorance will be born in the animals. If deity with the poison is become a negative. So poison means the afflicted emotion. So even deity, if we have an attachment to that deity particular, it become a negative again. So we have to cut the being attached to the deity. How to cut the attached to the deity is through the dissolution. So that way we have to practice the dissolution. So here said, light from the seed syllable of the heart center, gradually collecting all of the container and the content wholly of the whole of a secularly existent, dissolve into the me like a breathing, heating miru. So all sentient beings. So first is all sentient beings dissolve to the mandala of the universe. That universe is dissolved to you, your body. It's like when you in the miru, heart steam, as a steam dissolved from the side and reach to the in the center. So dissolution is also from the outside to reach to the inside, and dissolve to your own body as a Tara. I also dissolve into the stream of the mantra. So your body also melt to the light and dissolve to the stream of the mantra is a seed at the heart mantra. To the soul heart center, and the mantra stream dissolve into the seed syllable of thumb, thinking that too, like the vanishing rainbow, and dissolve into the state of the non-referent luminosity, rest in equipoise. So you have to rest here, stop here. When you're reading, I have to read until here and rest there. So you're trying to stay on that state of the non-duality state of that state much as you can. Okay, when you're practicing, and you have to stop that area there and try to meditate on the dissolution of the become empty nature, luminosity, by the empty nature completely, and try to rest there. Then after that, then you have to end the session. When you end the session, before the completely end the session, you need a physical body to do all the rest of the dedication. And after the session, daily our activity, you need this physical body. But that one again become Tara. So after the long period of time meditating on the empty nature, then you said, then once again, I take the form of Tara and mark with the 3 syllable at the 3 places. Then Tara also with the Om, Ah, Hum. Then you perform the dedication. Then said dedication. Victoria Mother Tara, how was your form? How was your retinue? How was your lifespan? And your Pure Land, however, is your excellent and good name. I may and other become solely like that. So we are dedicating like she want to become like Tara, like her name, her body, her Pure Land, her quality. Shakyamuni Buddha, one time when he was ordinary, and he met one Buddha, is called the Great Shakya Tuchin. And he generated bodhicitta from that Buddha, and he said, I want to become like you. That way, even the name is a Shakyamuni, is it become same. There's a lot of story like that. So basically, we dedicating to become like ourselves, become like that Tara. Taras achieve the Tara. By the power of the raising of the supplicating, you pay whatever I and other reside. May illness, obstructive spirit, property, and fighting to the pacifying and fighting. Yeah. Oh, okay. Pacifying and many of the Dharma, the spaciousness flourish. So any kind of like a negative things kind of gone, like war, disease, environmentally destruct. So there's certain things we call the man-made disaster, certain things naturally disaster, but I think pretty much everything's a man-made disaster. There's no really naturally disasters. Even the naturally disasters are caused by the man-made mistake. Our mistake creating everything's all the nature disaster. I think most is, I'm not saying 100%, but I think like including the environment, we're talking about the environment. Why we end up like this now? Our planet is becoming end like this is because of our greedy. We never satisfy with what we have. If we compare to the 100 years ago, people's lifestyle, and now, huge different. Now it's much better, but still we never satisfied with that. So no matter how much we gain, we're never satisfied. We want more, bigger, better, Look that every year there's an iPhone. Numbers increasing. We don't need, but we buy. Really, we don't need those. But still, it's just our, I don't know. If we look at all the inside that what is iPhone, the phone, and how much we're using, we only use maybe like a 1%. Yeah, but we have to buy the best quality. If we don't have usage of the best quality, even the worst quality can be function all what we need, but still not good enough. So this comes from the greeting. So greeting created all this disaster, long-term disaster. So I think pretty much man-made disaster we are requesting. So just pray itself is not going to be solve the problem. We have to take responsibility with the prayer. So that way, same as a prayer not going to answer without the accumulation of a merit. Same thing as a prayer not going to solve the problem without taking responsibility. Make sense? So we can say, oh, not have all those disease, sickness, but same time, if we're making the cause of those problems, prayer not going to help. So we have to do both, prayer and take responsibility. Then we can be, one day, this planet can become really beautiful. But until we become, really responsible, can say responsible? Yeah, beings, and never have hope. The prayer alone not going to change anything. This diseases will be increasing, disaster will be increasing, then they get worse. And sometimes people think, oh, no problem. We have a really highly advanced technology and science. They can create the medicine. No matter how our science and medicine is become advanced, that much our problem become advanced. So solution is not that one. I think solution is inner. So we have to be train our mind with the, how to be what called the contentment.
Yes.
Yeah, how to be uh, care for other more than just only self. Then one day we have hope to be our planet become back to the normal. So otherwise, this illness, obstructive spirit power, or whatever is there, so there will be continue. May I be born the holy, excellently beautiful lotus of the mandala of the Victoria One and the wonderful copper field, and there may I receive the purpose directly perceive of the Amitabha. So this is reborn in the Amitabha Pure Land. May I be auspicious that all my successive life and the deity of the accomplishment. So she is the enlightened activity of the all the Buddha of the 3 time and the swift of the courageous mother of the of one blue-green face, a 2 arm holding of the lotus, having abandoned the fold of the body. She is adorned with the mark of the sign, and having abandoned the fault of the speech, she has the melody of the Kalapinger bird. Having abandoned the fault of the mind, she sees the entirety of a knowledgeable object, maybe auspicious of the, she is a glorious, blazing, auspicious become. So this is a, I think not difficult. Then this is, I think, Milareba's prayer. Most is easy to understand. Buddha, Bodhisattva, the Sangha, please hear me. From the great beginningless samsara, I and all being have performed the virtue of the cultivating the generosity and ethical discipline, and having rejoiced in the expression of those deeds by the virtue practice thus with the mind of the holy generosity, may ornament and the belonging become the host of the practitioner of the sake of the our parent. So this, when we're dedicating, we have to dedicating. It's like you go to market buying things. You only can buy if you have a money. If you don't have a money, you cannot buy anything. Just go to the window shopping. So if we do without the merit, dedication is a window shopping. Nothing good to accomplishing. So here, like this dedication, they're saying all those merit I have done through the generosity and other. So what you're dedicating is a sake of our parent and Kembo. Here, Kembo is not talking about the just title Kembo. Kembo means the person who give you the individual liberation vow, like somebody who give you the refuge vow, somebody who give you the, Ubasaka vow, somebody give you the ordination vow. That person is called the Kembo. So who give you the vow is a Kembo, especially Vinaya vow. Master means that somebody who give you the instruction. That is a master. May we be achieve the Buddhahood. Until then, by our virtue, may we serve under the Supreme Lama of the great vehicle, achieve the body which maintain the 3 precepts. 3 precepts mean the Vinaya vow, Bodhicitta vow, Tantra vow, accomplishing all our mind desire and not accumulate mutually negative deed. Furthermore, by the merit arising from this virtue, may we be acquire all the perfection such as a life, merit, enjoyment, and retinue and virtue practice, and may all obstacle be peaceful without the exception. So here, this is really good. It's a virtue. May all occur all the perfection such as a life, merit, enjoyment. This is mean that when you in this life, you have good health, you have a financially good support, you have all those freedom as a result of the good karma. That is not, as earlier I mentioned, does not come easily to the practitioner. When you have those all conditions come do good, some have a full condition, good condition, some have a maybe few conditions, some have a more condition, but some condition we have, that way we get chance to practice the Dharma. So this is getting interest into the Dharma, having chance to the learning Dharma, having chance to the practice of the Dharma. All of those are result of the good merit. There's one Indian master said, lack of the merit, even you're not going to have a doubt in the Dharma. Forget about the faith. Even having doubt need good merit. So the reason this all is those all result of whatever we have right now. I mean, mentioning here is similarly, it's a come from the good merit, result of the good merit. Okay, then I think we have some mantra chain spin clockwise or anti-clockwise. I think the Satara's mantra chain should be spin clockwise, but sometimes in the Anuyoga Tantra, then clockwise and counterclockwise mentioned. But the Tara is not really belong to the Anuyoga action Tantra. So I don't think so. It's a clockwise or counterclockwise caution. I think most of it is clockwise. But I really don't know. So far I see as the clockwise Tara. But this is a counterclockwise talking about the Anuyoga Tantra. So I don't know. It's exactly. But right now you just recite the clockwise. Sorry, I raised my hand. Puebla, Mexico. Okay. Okay, that is caution. Okay, so thank you so much. I think we done the text and time also. So Janju Sem Joy Remboche Maje